I need to think. Well, it's not easy being an artist, that's for sure. But then it's a total privilege being able to be one, actually. And if I think about where it all begins, let's think about the beginning. I mean, I think most art, and my art in particular, is actually all about filling the chasm, filling the abyss, filling the grand emptiness that we all have inside and we all have outside. And I'm filling it with actually the chaos of our lives. With everywhere we look, there's a mess. There's a mess in the environment, there's a mess in our houses, and there's a mess in our heads. So I suppose metaphorically I take bits of that mess and I try and integrate it to create a whole. And a lot of the wholes that I'm making, the whole things that I'm making, are in the form of baskets or containers or some kind of vessels or receptacles that contain that mess. So everything I use is an important, the materials are a very important and integral part of the work. And what I like to do is to mix anything from the natural world with man-made things, a lot of our debris that we leave everywhere. And then also what I'm obsessed with at the moment is really domestic textiles. So I work a lot with old tea towels, old dishcloths, old cleaning cloths. Really, my fascination with and slight obsession with all materials domestic, well, particularly domestic cleaning cloths, all came when I had to clean out my mother's house because she was moving to a home. And I thought they were so beautiful because they told a story of a life, really. And also I remember the type of cleaning cloths my mother used. So then I wanted to somehow celebrate this, to celebrate a way of life that's all about keeping things and reusing things and the beauty of things that are worn out. But at the same time, I guess it was a bit of my use of these materials is also a protest at the fact that worldwide women spend about 3 times as much time in the home cleaning and cooking than men do. Of course there are exceptions. But so it became a bit of a protest, so that's why I started doing things like creating cages covered in old bits of dishcloths and cleaning cloths, and putting myself inside these cages and going in front of museums and inside museums even to protest that one of the reasons why women are not in museums is because we're busy at home. Three years ago, we were told that my blind mother, my mother was now blind, would die imminently, was about to die. So whilst I was by her bedside, it came to me the idea of doing a stairway to heaven in black. Well, anyway, my mother got better and she's still alive, so it has a good end to it, this story. But then I realised in any case it needed to be a colour that was more expressive of life. So then I came across the idea of dyeing everything that I'd got from my past, of dyeing them all red and creating this red work. So the Stairway to Heaven is it's an autobiographical work. It tells the story, effectively it tells the story of my life. So there are 62 steps to it. Every single step is made of material that relates to that year in my life in some way. Every step is the same distance, and then every year it gets wider as it goes up until the 50th step, and then they start to get narrower again. And the other aspect that was very important to me was that the beginning bits, which are like roots, connect with the end bits, because it's kind of how I see. Birth is very much like death. It's a cycle. I don't see myself going up to heaven. I'm definitely going down to earth on my compost heap, perhaps. I always wanted it to create a type of refuge in itself, with the idea that our own lives, our physical lives, are our own refuge in a way. We create our own sense of refuge. What I think I'm doing in my work all the time is connecting loose ends. When I'm creating my cocoons or my refuges or shelters or whatever you like to call them, I'm bringing together a lot of loose ends in my life and in my creative work, in my creative process. It's very tactile, my work. It's not something that I want to be just looked at. I want people to touch it. I want people to be able to come and feel my work and interact with it, and for that to have a reaction in them. I suppose it's a way of inviting people to touch me, or touch a part of me, or touch a part of my humanity, to create a feeling in somebody else. I guess that's what I'm trying to do.